What's going on, everyone? Superstar Steve here for another episode of One Take Live, the show where I talk live about things I like and I put it to some Call of Duty or other type of gameplay. So today I've got what was it? It was the Royal Rumble yesterday, so I'm doing a Royal Rumble review. So let's kick things off. First match on the main card was Charlotte vs. Bayley. Overall, I thought it was a pretty good match. Both women worked hard. It told a pretty good story. Charlotte coming out the victor in a clean victory against Bayley, which I thought was a bit odd. I thought they would have had a little bit of controversy because that would build up for a rematch, an eventual, I believe, a title switch at WrestleMania. Nonetheless, I predicted Charlotte to win, and she did rather well, so good on her, keeping the streak going, 16 in a row at pay-per-views, and yeah, we'll move on from there. The next match we had was for the Universal Championship. It was Kevin Owens versus Roman Reigns. Kevin Owens eventually got the victory here through Braun Strowman interfering and coming out and basically choke slamming Roman Reigns on the announce table, rolling Roman Reigns in the ring, and Kevin Owens crawls over for the pin. Jericho did interfere once during the match from his shark cage. He dropped some brass knuckles down to Kevin Owens, who managed to hit Roman Reigns with them, or Superman punched Roman Reigns with them, but yet again Super Roman kicked out of the pin. So overall I thought it was a pretty good match, pretty high intensity, good use of props. Couldn't really complain about it. I think both men did a really good job here. Crowd was very against Roman Reigns, as you would be. But yeah, Kevin Owens getting the win. I didn't predict that one. I thought Roman Reigns would get it since Chris Jericho was up in the cage, but Braun Strowman proved me wrong there. So that was that one. I'm not sure where they're going to build with Kevin Owens now and who he's going to go against. I would always think it would be Jericho, but it doesn't appear at the moment as if that's what's going to happen at WrestleMania. The next match on the card was Rich Swann versus Neville. As predicted, Neville got the win here. He got it pretty cleanly. He looked pretty dominating. There was good to and fro action, but at the end it was Neville quite the stronger competition and got the win very nicely. So I'm sure these two will go again pretty soon as well. Next we've got AJ Styles versus John Cena. Wow. Let me just say wow. Standing ovation. This was an A-plus effort. Both men put on a show tonight. It was amazing. Couldn't find a fault. My only fault potentially is the amount of kickouts. When you go for the Super AA off the middle rope and still kick out of that, I just don't know if people can kick out of that. No one's kicked out of it before, and AJ kicked out of it. Cena has his usual kickouts of high impact AJ movements as well, so that's my only fault, but it always builds for a great finish when they do that. So both men worked their asses off. Cena came off with the win. Unlucky for AJ, but I think they'll probably have one more match between now and WrestleMania. I'm not sure what either's got on the card for WrestleMania, but I'm sure each one will have a great match lined up. So then we come to the 30-man Royal Rumble match. I'm in the middle of this. I give it a B minus type match, mainly because the lack of surprise entrance. I think we only had maybe 2 or 3, with Ty Dillinger probably being the number 1 surprise entrant, although we were hoping he'd come in at number 10 and he did. The fact that Roman Reigns came out as number 30, I cannot believe. The guy got booed out of the building for his title match and they put him in as number 30. No, you wanted either a huge heel or a huge surprise babyface to come out there and to put Roman Reigns in that position. Are they trying to make us hate him? Is that it? Are they trying to make us hate him and he leads up to WrestleMania and has a match against The Undertaker? Because they hinted at a little bit of tension between the two during the Royal Rumble match. So that would be my hope if they are trying to do that, because everyone would surely be cheering The Undertaker and booing Roman Reigns, and that would give him a full heel turn. But I don't know, there are a lot of different things to come out of that Royal Rumble match. Brock Lesnar and Goldberg. Goldberg basically did the same thing, speared Lesnar straight away as soon as he got in, and then ended up eliminating him about 20 seconds later. So Brock Lesnar still yet to land any offense against Goldberg. They're probably going to go to WrestleMania. I think Brock's got something to prove now. Goldberg doesn't look like he can go very hard for very long. He sort of looked a little bit tired after his couple of minutes in there. Who else was in there? We got Luke Harper turning on Bray Wyatt, which is interesting. I'd like to see where that's going to go over the next two pay-per-views. Definitely trying to build Luke Harper because he is a strong entity on his own. Chris Jericho, as usual, staying in the match very long. Braun Strowman being eliminated by, it was Baron Corbin, but he had the help of two other superstars. So where Braun goes from here, I'm not sure because he's on the opposite show to Baron, but both men look like monsters through that. Big Cass did well, I thought. He looked very good in the match. We had some comedy of was it Gallagher, which was alright, break things up a little bit. Ty Dillinger, I would have liked to see him come in and not have to fight against, I think it was possibly Brock Lesnar at the time. I would have liked to see him come in and do his thing against a lot of the other smaller superstars. But, oh well, he made his appearance at number 10, and I think that's what most people were wanting. Randy Orton to get the win there on the Royal Rumble match was a bit odd. I don't really see him being in the title picture at WrestleMania. I thought he more so had a program lined up with Bray Wyatt for an eventual, well, I thought he was going to turn on this event. But that didn't happen. So what they do with Randy now is a bit odd because I don't see him fighting John Cena again. They did that for quite a long time, a number of years ago, and I don't see him going over to face Kevin Owens because they're both, I guess you'd call them both heels at the moment, and then they're really unrelated, those two, so I'm not sure what they're going to do with him, but we've got two more pay-per-views in between now in WrestleMania, so they've got a lot of chess pieces on the board and they can move them around as they like. One thing that I thought I would touch on before I sign off is I thought Braun Strowman was a little sloppy tonight in the way that he handled other superstars. And there were two instances of this which one really scared me. The other one I didn't pick up until a little bit later. But he came out, interfered in the Roman Reigns match, and then chokeslammed Roman Reigns onto the announce table. But there was a monitor underneath his head when they did that. And now that's pretty dangerous on the back of the neck, back of the head. If you come into contact with something like that and you don't land flat, it can do some damage. So he didn't clear the table properly. He didn't position Roman so that he wouldn't hit the monitor. But yeah, that scared me. And the other thing which scared me more is the way he eliminated James Ellsworth, who got in the WrestleMania match, the Royal Rumble match. He eliminated him by basically picking him up in a choke slam position and basically choke slamming him over the top rope onto the floor. Now that really scared me because how is James Ellsworth, all 140 pounds of him, meant to protect his head and his body from that type of bump? I thought that was really, really dangerous, and I didn't like seeing that at all. It was cringeworthy. Thank God Ellsworth got some type of rotation and his feet just hit before the rest of his body. But still a massive bump. He's only small, they need to take care of him. I understand that you want to build Braun to be up with some big monster that can do anything he wants and throw people everywhere, but you've got to have calculated moves, and that one, to me, was sloppy. I'm not sure if he meant to do it like that or if he meant to throw him over so that he'd come down feet first, but I didn't like that at all. So apart from that, guys, Royal Rumble match, there were no big surprises, nothing major really to make me sort of mark out, which I would have loved. I would have loved to see come down to number 30, either Samoa Joe or Kurt Angle. I would have lost it there because that would have been awesome, a throwback to the old days. But they didn't go down that path. They've got some other more minor stops, blah, 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 blah. They've got some other minor storylines to come out of this one, some which they can build on. There's a lot of question marks still happening. I imagine this week on Raw and SmackDown we're going to get some answers to those questions. But yeah, that's about all I got time for. Hope you enjoyed / agreed with my opinions. I think I got a fair few in my predictions. I predicted Charlotte. I missed Kevin Owens, Roman Reigns. I got Rich Swann. I got Neville over Rich Swann. I got Cena over AJ Styles, and I didn't pick the Royal Rumble winner at all. But if you wanted to see my predictions, I've got a Royal Rumble predictions video up, so you can have a look at that. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you've got any questions or comments, leave them in the comments box, or find me on Twitter at SuperstarSteve1. Until next time, see you later, guys. Bye.